So Francis, thank you for joining us here today. I think it'd be nice to tell our folks back home a little bit about the government's position on this refinery that we're constructing and how you feel this is going to impact your country and society here.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you very much for inviting me to witness this. I'm very, very excited about what Power Resources is doing here in Rwanda. We have discussed this project now for some time, and we have, seen together the impact that it can potentially make to the development of our nation, and to see it happening here on the ground now with construction beginning is very, very exciting and reassuring for me. For a country like Rwanda, which is an emerging mining country, mining economy, we always aspire to have value addition as the cornerstone of our mining agenda. And this is something, an aspiration that every country that has mining wishes to see happening. And we want to commend Power Resources for being a partner in the realization of this ambition to have, on the one hand, a professional mining operation that is happening in the country, but also, on the other hand, having a professional mineral processing, value addition, refining, smelting facilities happening here in the country for many reasons. One, we believe that by having operations like this, refinery like this, it will add a lot of value, which is additional income to our country, which is additional revenue for everyone, but not just for the country, to the people who you are going to employ here. It's not going to be a lot of people, but it will be a lot of families that will be dependent on it. We think that we also learn a lot, because the technology that will be used here is an opportunity for us to, and our professionals also, to learn about how processing of these complex minerals happens, the operations of these minerals when they are processed, the laboratory facilities that they will be working in, the research facilities that they will be working in. All that knowledge will translate into spin-offs that we have no knowledge about today, but which potentially could generate additional investments in our country. But we also believe that when investors like yourselves come to a country, you are becoming partners in the long-term development of our country. So we want to welcome you as a corporate citizen of this country, and through you, we know that many others will also learn about Rwanda and see what possibilities they can do with our country. Let me finish, Ray, by pointing out that what you have done also is putting your confidence in the vision that this country has, and that through you, we'll also see many, many more investors coming to be partners in implementing this vision.
That's wonderful, thank you. You mentioned just one more thing. You mentioned Spinoffs a second ago.
Yes.
It's very much our heart that we're a catalyst for investment. We're not the only company here. Yes. That our laboratory facilities will allow other companies to come and depend on us. And yes, some of our byproducts from the refinery will also help stimulate other industries, such as the plastics industry and other chemicals industries. Now, I already know the answer, but it would be nice to hear from the government that this is your heart as well, that your vision for the country is full employment and on this topic.
Yeah, our Rwanda is an entrepreneur country, and we believe very strongly in the spirit of entrepreneurship, and also in the value creation through entrepreneurship. And you, by doing what you're doing here through this refinery, and the people who will learn from it, and the products, whether it's byproducts or the finished products, principal, secondary products coming out of this, we think that there will be a lot of other opportunities coming out of this. So yes, we are very, very optimistic about this, and we think that there will be multiplier effects that one does not see immediately, but which we believe very strongly will happen.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, I did think of one more question, so just final question.
Sure.
Now, you just mentioned about our mines. You've been familiar with our operations for over 2 years in the country in the mining side. We know it's obviously part of the strategy of the country to move away from artisanal to industrial, which is very much what we're doing. Would you like to say a few words about what you've seen from our background, so that our people back home aren't just hearing our first version, but also does this align with the government's vision for the future as well?
Yes, absolutely. What we have witnessed over the last 2 years through the mining operation that you have set up, we think that you have done several things, but let me point out a few. One is through the exploration work that we've been doing to be able to determine the available mineral resources, where they are, and also to understand how best they can be exploited and processed. That is a professional piece of work that many others will continue to learn from, but also which, lays the groundwork for demonstration of others on professional exploration and mining. Secondly, have witnessed the processing plant that you have put there, initially starting with a small processing operation to test and understand and calibrate the equipment so that they can be used effectively and efficiently. That is commendable. Thirdly, I have witnessed the scaling up that you have been doing in trying to get as much mineral resources as possible from your own mining processing operations to supply the refinery. And I've witnessed also some of the work we've been doing in signing agreements, contracts with other mining operators here to supply the refinery. All this is very important to support our aspirations in Rwanda to increasingly work with mining and processing operators that are professional, that adhere to the highest operational standards, but most importantly, that believe in the traceability of the minerals from the mine to the refinery to make sure that no conflict minerals will ever find their way into the pipeline that we process from mine to the refinery. So we're very confident that this refinery will be operating in the highest possible standards that adheres to the international consumer standards for conflict-free minerals.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're good. Thank you.
Thank you.